Welcome to the second episode of BattleBots at Home Season 3, a show where robots fight in gladiatorial-style combat for your entertainment. This episode's fight card is the perfect example of this. We've got so many deadly machines ready to kill each other. Specifically, this fight card features several horrific horizontal spinners. The King of Kinetic Energy Tombstone makes its season debut. Top tier bots in the form of Mr. Slice and Wave will be hoping to rip each other to pieces. And our main event features possibly the single best horizontal spinner ever built, the legendary Revolutionist. They'll be taking on last season's second place finisher Pump Up in an all-star matchup you do not want to miss. But for our first fight, we have a spectacular launcher of hydration going up against the amazing full-body spinner known as Megabyte. Let's get into that fight right now. Three, two, one. Let the bot battle begin. Mega spinning up to speed, crashes into hydration, immediate hydration, getting a good flip in right then and there. That was a good flip. Megabyte isn't afraid though. They're a very hard hitting full body spinner. Oh, but hydration gets a good flip. Megabyte does have that self-riding pulse so they can self-ride, so it's not too big of an issue. But hydration isn't content with that as they get another. Oh, massive flip. They threw Megabyte so high they went out of the frame of the camera. Megabyte and a lot of troubles. They get thrown across the arena once again. Some pieces of hydration come off though, so that's bad. But they get another good flip on the Megabyte. This is a good action-packed fight so far. Some good back and forth. Megabyte still has a lot of power. Speaking of power though, hydration has a lot of power in that flipper. And they got Megabyte in the corner. Megabyte in a lot of trouble. They get flipped. Oh, and they're stuck in the screws. The self-riding pole has gotten stuck in the screws. A piece of hydration comes off. But it doesn't matter, because I don't think Megabyte's going to get out of there. I think it might be down for the count. And Hydration has gotten a statement win in its first fight of the season. Well, it would seem Hydration took a Megabyte out of Megabyte. Hydration, so much power in that flipper. Megabyte very dangerous, but not when they're in the air. Look at that, froze him so high out of the frame of the camera. One of the highest flips he's ever seen. And just froze him every which way. Megabyte, they're very dangerous, but they just got thrown out. They got stuck in the screws. There wasn't much they could do, and hydration showed why they are a very, very deadly machine. Our next fight features the always dangerous Tombstone, a bot with a reputation for destroying everything in his path. Their opponent is a Swiss Army bot known as Radiation, who will be using their hammer and wedge configuration. Will it be enough to give them the edge against Tombstone? Let's find out now. Three, two, one. Let the bot battle begin. This should be interesting. Tombstone already spinning up and already taking off side panels of Radiation, already doing tons of damage. Radiation does have that hammer, but they're not firing it. In fact, they don't seem to be moving at all. And it would seem Tombstone has already killed them in less than 10 seconds. Yeah, that's right, you got a countdown, and Radiation continues to disappoint me. Oh, that insult to injury, Radiation hit with a piece of their own robot. How humiliating. And this is what happens when you mess with Tombstone. This was not even a fight. Radiation was just an oversized punching bag for Tombstone. Tombstone, so dangerous, literally killed them in a few hits. They were just playing with their food. Tombstone is the king of net energy for a reason. They go 1-0, and Radiation will have to do better next time if they want a chance of getting into the tournament. Tombstone, you're the best. In our third fight, we have Quick Shot, a projectile bot ready to shoot its opponents in the face, going up against a bot with a really lovable face. It's the one, the only Duck. Let's get into the fight right now. Three, two, one. Let the bot battle begin. Quick Shot immediately shooting that little thing right in the Duck's face. They fired the other shot, and now they're out of shots. And just like that, Quick Shot is now a wedge bot. Meanwhile, Duck actually has a lifter, so I'm not really sure what they can do here. Oh, a good lift by Duck. Quick Shot needs to fight back here, but they already fired all their shots, so they're just a wedge. Duck getting underneath them with that lifter, the little duck bill. all getting a good lift right underneath them. This is and it's just amazing work from Duck. Duck really showing what they can do. Oh, lifting them up. Oh, that's an amazing lift. They're entirely off the ground. Good job by Duck. Duck putting them into the screws. Good job. Good driving from Duck. Duck doing pretty good so far. Quick Shot gets off the lifter. They get behind them. Oh, they do damage as they take off the top panel of Duck, and Quick Shot may be able to turn this around. Duck is upside down. They don't like being upside down. They can still move, but they might have signal issues. As Duck gets slammed to the wall and hit by the pulverizer, this is what Quick Shot has to do. They don't have an active weapon, so they're going to have to just attack with the hazards and do what they can. Oh, but it doesn't matter as Duck flips them over and Quick Shot cannot self-right. And to make matters worse, they're now getting pounded by the pulverizer. Quick Shot is not doing so well as pieces come off, and Duck has just won this fight. Quick Shot, they took their shot, but they lost. Well, it was an interesting fight. As usual, Quick Shot fired his projectiles and he did absolutely nothing. I honestly don't know why we keep letting them back in when their weapon does absolutely nothing, but whatever. The point is, Duck did a good job that lifter, getting some good lifts in, but all it made, Quick Shot had its moments. Like when it got behind Duck, it took off the top panel somehow, and it slammed them into the corner that one time. But aside from that, Quick Shot was just out of its element. Duck only needed one lift to end the fight, and that's exactly what they did. Next up, we have the return of a top 8 finisher from last year. It's the control bot known as Gridlock. Their opponent is Alien, a bot with one of the largest flippers we've ever seen. Who will win this interesting battle? Let's find out now. Three, two, one. Let the bot battle begin. The two bots squaring up. Gridlock gets to the side of Alien. Suplex immediately. A good attack by Gridlock. Alien fighting back though. Gets underneath them. Gets a few small flips. But Gridlock really good drive. Thrown across the arena. Alien gets another good flip as they're on the screws. Gridlock on their side. Having trouble self-riding. It is really bad news as they're on the sidewall. And Alien, just frozen out of the arena. It's all over already. Gridlock, a top 8 finisher from last year, has just been thrown out of the arena, and Alien gets an amazing statement win. Gotta say, Gridlock got that good lift at the beginning, but aside from that, Alien was just too much for them to handle. That flipper's so big, so large, took up so much area, and Gridlock just was not prepared for that kind of dominance. Gridlock usually dominates their opponents, but Alien flipped the script, and they flipped Gridlock, and eventually, they got him where they wanted, and they just threw Gridlock right out of this world. Good job, Alien. With half of the fights for this episode done, now seems like a good time to take a sneak peek at our main event fight between Pump Up and the Revolutionist. Our next fight features the bull from Brazil, Minotaur, which is a very dense and very powerful drum spinner. Their opponent is Caution, a modular robot that unfortunately has not done well in the past. They went 0-3 last season. They've used a spinner and an axe in the past, but for this fight, they'll be using their brand new flipper configuration. Will it be enough to win this fight? Let's find out right now. Three, two, one. Let the bot battle begin. Caution's never had much success. Minotaur, on the other hand, has a very dangerous weapon. Will that new flip be enough to deal with it? Let's see, as Caution misses a flip, and they did take out the top panel, and they flip over Minotaur. And it is bad already. Minotaur is inverted, and they can drive upside down, but their weapon is spinning downwards now, so it's not going to be hitting as effectively. And already seeing that Caution is ahead on points so far. Minotaur trying to circle, getting used to driving upside down. Caution trying to time its flips right. They get another small flip, but nothing major. And Minotaur just isn't really sure what to do here. Caution gets another good flip. They've lost their side panels, but that's not too bad. And so far, I gotta say Caution is probably on top, but you never know. One good hit from Minotaur could end the whole thing. Minotaur is still trying their best. Going after that front flipper, maybe they're hoping to get flipped on the right way up so they can be spinning upwards instead of downwards. Caution instead flipping them from the side, so that's good. Minotaur's getting pushed around, bullied around, and there isn't much they can do. We're about a minute into this fight so far. And I gotta say, Caution is slightly ahead, but there's always the possibility for Minotaur to battle back here. Caution has actually never won a fight in his entire career, so this could be new grounds. But Minotaur won't let that happen easily. As they drive into the wall, Caution gets behind them once again. Caution just being cautious, I suppose. Oh, Minotaur's a lot of drive powers. Oh, good flip there. They flip off. They flip an entire side panel. That was impressive. But so far, both bots just trying their best, trying to gain their composure. As we're about halfway through this match, Caution just trying to get another. They only got one really good flip at the beginning, which did flip them over, but that's about it. Getting another flip on the side, but like I said, nothing major. They're not as powerful as flippers like Alien or Hydration, who we saw earlier, but it still can get the job done, as you can see. Caution just pushing into Minotaur. Minotaur kind of stuck between them and the screws. And Caution just really resetting that flipper, just getting a good timing. Minotaur still trying to gain their bearings. Minotaur goes head to head with Caution. Caution gets a good flip, and oh, they did it! Minotaur is stuck on their back, and this is the one position they cannot self-right from. They're stuck on their back, and I don't think they're going to be getting over, and Caution got the perfect flip they needed. Minotaur being counted out, they're just stuck there, and it's over. It's all over. Caution is the winner. I gotta say, that new flipper of Caution really did what it was meant to do. They took out the top panel, and more importantly, right here, they flip over Minotaur, and they were never the same after that. Their weapon was never going to hit as hard anymore, as it was spinning downwards instead of upwards. And eventually Caution got the kill flip, just flipped them on their back. They could not self-right, and that was the end of Minotaur. Good job to Caution. This next fight is sure to be brutal, as we have the overhead bar spinner of Wave taking on the full body spinner of Mr. Slice. These are two of the deadliest horizontal spinners in the game, so I think it's safe to say things are gonna get crazy. Let's get into the spectacular fight right now. Three, two, one. Let the bot battle begin. Wave versus Mr. Slice, arguably two of the best horizontal spinners we have, ready to kill each other. Mr. Slice gets a good attack in. Wave pushed into the corner right there. It's all about whose weapon has the most power. I think Mr. Slice's weapon is heavier, so that could help them out. But Wave is possibly more durable. And the two bots collide once again. Gonna be a lot of weapon-on-weapon hits, as I feel like that's the only hits they can get, only weapon-on-weapon hits. And oh, huge hit there, froze Wave into the corner, and again! And like I said before, I think Mr. Slice is winning those weapon-to-weapon hits, but Wave is like a brick. They're almost indestructible. Mr. Slice gonna have to be, oh, froze Wave across the box once again, but Wave comes back behind, and now it's their turn to get hit by the Pulverizer. Mr. Slice needs space to spin up. Wave does have that wedge in addition to its spinner. That could help them out. Mr. Slice is all power, and that's pretty much it. They can't really win on control and aggression. They can only really win on damage. And Wave, if they can survive. Oh, huge hit there as they're thrown into the wall once again. Like I said, Mr. Slice hits like a truck. Wave, oh, another huge hit there. They slam into Mr. Slice. Oh, and if you look in the corner, you'll see that one of Mr. Slice's blade arms has broken off. Mr. Slice is now unbalanced as Wave pushes into them. And another piece comes off of Mr. Slice. And, Mr. Slice is no longer moving. I think they might be down for the count. Oh, and they definitely are now. You see that piece there? That was their bottom main body. And Mr. Slice seems to have died. R.I.P. Mr. Slice. Wave has won this match. Now this was a brawl. Mr. Slice definitely had the heavier hits, but Wave was durable enough to take the hits. Mr. Slice just throwing them all across the box, but in the end, Wave was more durable, and Mr. Slice, their own power was too much for them to handle. They started breaking apart, and Wave took advantage in the later half. Eventually, Mr. Slice slowed down, but Wave never slowed down at all. Wave showing what durability can get you in this sport. Good job. In our last fight before the main event, we have the return of the Legends, a fan-favorite multi-bot comprised of miniature versions of famous machines. They'll be facing off against Speedrun, a control bot that's faster than any other competitor in the field. Now let's get into the fight. Three, two, 1. Let the bot battle begin. Oh my goodness, Speedrun immediately slams into all the mini-bots, and the Legends have been scrambled. Oh, another huge hit there. Speedrun just so fast, unlike anything we've ever seen before. Biforce is upside down. Witch Doctor's upside down. I don't know if Bronco's okay. Oh, but Speedrun gets a grab on the Biforce and slams him into the wall. The Legends have to regroup, but they don't have time to react as Speedrun is just faster than light. Speedrun getting a good grab on Biforce once again, and into the wall. That was brutal, but in the process, Speedrun destroys their own wedge. They can't get underneath anything anymore. Just to recount who's still alive, Witch Doctor seems to be okay. Tombstone's fine, I guess. Biforce is okay, but Bronco might be dead, so that's 3 bots down. They need to just take out 3 more. They need to take out 2 more, and they're good. And they take out Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor's just out of the arena. Now they only need to kill 2. They only need to kill 1 more bot, and they'll take out more than 50% of the weight. Biforce and Tombstone seem to be all that's left. Biforce gets a good lift off Speedrun. The Speedrun just gets over there anyways. They don't care as they get another good grab. Speedrun just so fast, so dangerous. Tombstone tries to fight back, but he gets slammed into the wall. Tombstone just smashed into the wall. Biforce in a lot of pain as they get hit by the pulverizer. Speedrun is just toying with these poor little mini-bots. Speedrun just so fast, so dangerous. You don't know how to react to something that incredibly quick. Biforce just getting beaten up pretty badly. And Tombstone might be down for the count. And so we may start a countdown soon if they don't start moving as Biforce just gets bullied once again. Another huge hit. Biforce upside down. Bronco upside down. Witch Doctor out of the arena. Tombstone is dead. And just like that, Speedrun has speed ran its way to a victory against the Legends. The Legends are now just done. They're dead. Well, that was an interesting fight. The Legends, they are not okay. I gotta say, I feel bad for the Legends. This was like a full-grown adult just kicking a bunch of kids across the room. The Legends never knew what hit them. Speedrun was just so fast. They never got a chance to work together. Speedrun just slamming them all across the box. They threw Witch Doctor out of the arena. They easily killed Tombstone and Biforce. And Bronco was just dead from the start. Biforce got 1 small lift in, but that was pretty much it. And Speedrun just showed what speed can do. It's now the moment you've all been waiting for. It's finally time for our main event match between Pump Up and the Revolutionist. Pump Up has really grown into a competitive bot. While it struggled at first, the bot was able to improve over time, and last season, it made it all the way to the grand final before losing out the Whiplash. Pump Up's 4-bar lifter makes it a very versatile weapon, and most bots simply aren't prepared to fight something like it. Pump Up may be our current runner-up, but they're hoping to do even better this time, and maybe they can even become a champion. As for the Revolutionist, it may just be one of the best bots in history. Over in the UK, the Revolutionists competed in MLU4's Robot Wars, where it quickly rose to the top and ended up becoming a 3-time champion. And the team has now come over to the US to see if they can replicate that kind of success in a different arena. And with a weapon this deadly, they may just be able to do exactly that. But now, these two amazing machines will do everything they can to take each other down and start off the season with a statement win. Who will it be? Let's find out now. Three, two, one. Let the main event begin. Revolution is spinning up the speed, getting some nice hits on the front of Pump Up. Pump Up fights back, getting a few small lifts. A piece comes off for Pump Up. That's not good so far. Revolution is ahead so far. As they get to the side of Pump Up, Pump Up fights back and a flip on Revolution. It's good attack by Pump Up and a follow-up attack as Revolution needs to get their bearings straight. Spinning up that disc, going head-to-head, face-to-face. Pump Up isn't scared, but now they're getting to the side. Pump Up thrown across the arena, and again, all into the pulverize, and Revolution is just keeping them in that corner. This is not looking good for Pump Up so far. And into the other pulverizer immediately. Revolution is not wasting any time. They may be a spinner, but they're acting like a good control bot right about now, as Pump Up just keeps getting pounded again and again, and hit from the side by that massive disc. All but Pump Up getting some revenge as they get behind Revolution and flip them over, and all getting a good lift there. Oh my goodness, what is happening right now? Oh, they're stuck into Revolution, so they're lifting them up, and they're just dropping them right out of the arena. It's over. I have never seen an out of the arena just like that. They just held them there and just dropped them right out. The Revolution is beaten in a way I've never seen before. What an amazing main event. Pump Up getting some nice lifts, but Revolutionists did not make this easy for them. Revolution's disc was always a threat. If they took too many hits, it could have been over, but Pump Up just was able to flip them whenever they got the right chance, and Revolutionist was not prepared for it. Like I said before, they did get some nice attacks in, and they used the hazards to their advantage, but Pump Up just very controlled. They're durable enough to take the hits, and in the end, they just got the flip they needed, and they literally just lifted them right out of the arena. That 4-bar lifter, so unique, so special. I don't think any other lifter could have done that. And Revolutionist is an amazing bot, but Pump Up, in this case, was just better. An amazing first-round win for Pump Up. And just like that, we've reached the end of yet another action-packed episode. Just to recap, Hydration turned Megabyte into a UFO, Tombstone sent Radiation to an early grave, Quickshot ran out of luck against Duck, Alien sent Gridlock to another planet, Caution was able to tame the Bull of Minotaur, Wave defeated Mr. Slice, Speedrun ran through the Legends, and in our main event, Pump Up got the upset over Revolutionist. We hope you've enjoyed today's episode. We'll see you next week for some more action-packed robot fighting content. Thank you for watching.